Okay, so here we are. It's that time of the month when I come out with a new plugin and make a YouTube video. If you want to follow what I do and the journey of certain plugins that I start and where they end up, then it's good to follow my Instagram channel of Tone Empire. And that way you can get to know every week what I'm doing, what's new, what's a new GUI, what's a plugin which I'm pursuing right now, and what I've discarded, where it's going, and then I interact with you. So that's a more live place for us to interact. YouTube is a place where I make more overview videos and demonstrations of the plugins. So okay, yes, let's talk about the plugin I've releasing with you today. This one is called TapeZoo. This is the emulation of a passive analog tape simulator. A pretty modern piece which has become a cult classic of its own, found its way into studios of drummers, professional musicians, pro engineers, big studios, mastering studios. Yep, it's there. Why? Because it's got probably some of the most authentic tape tones possible as a hardware unit and as a passive unit. So this makes it very unique. At Tone Empire, we try to find unique things, unique pieces which we can bring to you and make you unique. So let's talk about this plugin. So I did have neural captures of the settings of the original hardware, but I wanted to go further because there were certain things I found missing on the hardware and certain ranges and things I wanted to extend. Now with neural technology, it is possible, and we were able to do that. So let me first talk about one control on TapeZoo, which is not present on the analog system at all. So this one is called Spatial. We've got crosstalk, where two tracks or other tracks bleed into each other. Even consoles do that and create a kind of nice glue mono-ish effect where the stereo image kind of collapses, but it's pretty awesome. The opposite is also possible with this particular plugin, where you move it towards Aura. Aura is where we're trying to emulate the system where there's a multi-track tape machine and the tape heads are not perfectly aligned. So there's a different sonic signature on each track, and also they're kind of delayed or have certain pitch changes which make the whole image wider. Pretty beautiful. Once you try it, you'll see what it is like. It's going to be seen in the demos. Let's talk about the colors. So we've got 4 options on tape and we've got 4 options on tone. So we've got 16 models in total. So on the tape side, of course, we've got a clean tape, then we've got a warm and a rich tape, then we've got dark. That's usually the slower speeds, right? Great for drums. And then we have the tone. So in tone, again, we have flat, we have master, we have studio, and then we have cassette. So all different kinds of qualities. You can mix and match these 2 controls to create various different shapes and tones and saturations and compression settings. But we go further now with one more control called ceiling. On the original, they have a headroom control where there are only 3 settings. But in this case, I want to give you a full range. So you can access into the tape's compression and like kind of touch up on the peaks or squash peaks without changing the overall sound, making the sound fuller and bigger. And so this gives you more flexibility, which is not possible on the original. We have that. And then we have the enhance knob. So the enhance knob is present on the original unit, but it's a little different. In our case, what we've done is we mix in a bit of the dry signal, but the dry signal is now a little lifted on the top and it has slight saturation. So this brings back the highs once if you're using darker tape and stuff like that. So it'll balance out the sonics a bit more, giving you a more clearer sound. Pretty useful, pretty good. Once you dial in very heavy settings, this is going to be pretty cool. Okay, then we have the bias, of course, that pushes in the sound to the processing and then gives you more saturation, compression, glue, etc. So that's what it is. Pretty simple. But using all of these controls in conjunction, you can get various different colors. So it's up to you to be there and experiment and find your sound. We do include more than 50 presets, but those are all starting points. Whatever your sound is, it's going to work for you the way you tweak it. That's what we always encourage. I'll let you watch the demos, but please do comment below. That's a great way for us to interact. I just love that. And I get to learn what you want, what you liked, what you didn't like. And that gives me some insight into what I'm making next and helps me. So thank you again. And of course, I'll be there to reply most of your comments. Here are the demos.